It says that we are live. Hello, hello. This is another Ask Your Mentor Anything session weekly, but this time on a Wednesday. This week we are going to have 2 weekly sessions in the Mentoring for Translators group. We are waiting people to get online and watch us. Please do let us know if you can hear us, watch as well. Where are you from? Where are you watching us from? Today we're hosting Moira Monney, sorry, my mobile went on. Moira Monney from, if you know, most probably know Moira from the Marketing and Financial Success Summits that Moira has already hosted. And thank you so much, Moira, for being here and accepting my invitation.
Thank you for inviting me, Virginia. So it's a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah, we get so many brainstorming together, so I really love our chats. To mention, just for those that they might not know that already, that it's the second time that you joined me here, and I see you as my lucky charm. I think you were the first one when I launched this initiative, if we can say. Yeah, you were the last one, because the first live was about the Financial Success Summit, where I was a speaker, you host the summit. And since then, it has become my weekly routine, if we can say that. I've never stopped. I never went back. I love it. I keep enjoying it. And I'm really happy to have you here to discuss once again our topic, which is really interesting, online networking in the times of COVID. And you suggested the topic, and I really loved it. And also, of course, we're going to talk about, and if you have any questions about Moira, the Financial Success Summit, the Marketing Success Summit, you can comment below this video. We will be able to see your comments, even if you're watching us from YouTube channel, Facebook page public, and the Mentoring for Translators group, where all the interaction happens. So let's start by introducing yourself. Just a few words for those who might not know you already, Moira.
Yes, sure. First of all, I want to say congratulations on this initiative, because I've been following the Ask Your Mentor Anything sessions, and I find it really impressive that you post every single week. So well done, you.
Thank you so much. I see so nice feedback. I get so great feedback, and from your post on LinkedIn, people were posting so nice words. So I think that's a motivation of me to continue doing it, since I see that it provides value to people. They find it interesting. Right. And for me, as I've said that before, it's a time break for my everyday routine and working routine. So I see it like having a coffee with a friend, colleague from all over the world. And especially during COVID, it was my escape, if we can say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well needed one. So yes, I'll introduce myself. So like you said, my name is Moira Monney. I'm based in Germany. I am a translator and now also copywriter. So I have to mention that, because I want to own that title.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And so I used to also teach English at local companies. That's not happening at the moment, of course. And then I'm also the creator of the Marketing Success Summit for Translators and the Financial Success Summit for Translators.
That's great. So great initiatives. They had great success, I can tell, and they provide a lot of value, and they are free events. So if you do not know that already, please do click the link below here. Hello, Marianne. This is hello from Croatia.
Hello.
So if you want to learn more about the summit, click the link. It's a free event. You can register anytime. It's huge value, and we will talk about that in detail later. So I cannot hold myself from not asking you, how did you start with copywriting, and what is your involvement
so copywriting? I've been wanting to copyright for quite a long time, actually, and I did a course on it last year in the summer. And I haven't done anything with it, to be honest, because I was like, oh, okay, and I want to be copywriting in German, but I've marketed myself as a go-to English language specialist here in Germany because of my name. And also because I grew up in a bilingual household and I enjoy working with English too. So it was a bit difficult. But so I kind of fell into it, to be honest. So I had a few conversations on Facebook in one of the groups I'm in. And this lady said, oh, we're looking for a copywriter who knows about health claims and things like that. And so, I commented on that. And then I also sent her a private message. and she hired me.
Yeah, I've done a huge job, copywriting job about an airline through an LSP in Germany. Was based, I think, for Greek language. I really enjoy copywriting. I don't call myself copywriter. I see it as a part of the services I provide. But I'm really, I see that it's a great value and different service, of course. So
yes,
great.
It was a lot of fun actually creating the text from scratch, like researching the topic and all of that. So and it's still related, so it was good. I wanted to
I see it very creatively, and it's very creative to create text. It wasn't tourism of mine, so it was also really I really enjoyed that. So I cannot recall, do you remember when the first session we had together here in the Ask Your Mentor or Anything session about the most common question my mentees ask? How did you start out as a translator, and what is the most effective client acquisition strategy that you implement in your business? Do you recall? Do you remember?
What is the most, can you repeat your question, please?
Effective client acquisition strategy that you use in your business, and how did you start out as a translator? Have we answered that?
How did I start out? I don't think we answered that. So
that's great.
So I knew someone who actually runs a translation agency here in Germany, and also my dad was a translator. So I had an into the industry, and so this lady who runs the agency was my first client, and then I registered on Pros, and that's how I then found my first client, because they called me actually on the telephone. I didn't apply to the jobs, although I must say when I started in 2007 or 8, so I think I registered in 2008, the prices and the bidding was still a bit different than what it is now. So
you mean better?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I would be pretty sure that your first job was through your father, but you mentioned Pros, so you went to your path.
I did, yes.
Okay, that's great. So that's the most common question. So what I ask usually, it's a ritual here in Ask Your Mentor Anything. How did you start out, and what is the most effective client acquisition strategies that you implement in your business, if you have figured out that from the results?
So mine is networking, and that's why I thought it would be good to talk about online networking, because I kind of had to switch my whole method, because I like going out, and I like, so I used to go to a lot of local networking events, and I was part of the local business women group and all of that, which we have even in this tiny little town.
Yeah, why not?
And so it was good. That gave me a few connections, and people also referred me to other businesses then who were looking for translators, and that was my method of choice.
So you know what I say? I gave it yesterday in the Fully Booked Translator Formula bonus training, 3 hours about client acquisition strategies, and networking for me. I think it's the best strategy when you want to get direct clients. So especially for direct clients is the best way to get in contact with people, to gain their trust, if we can say that, and become their translator, or they assign you any projects. So it's very interesting that we're going to talk about online networking. And the last question I would like to ask you, what has worked well in your business during COVID? And of course, you can start with what didn't work well. If something has worked well, I would really like to share that with people who are watching us right now, so to give them a positive aspect of our business, especially during nowadays with this crisis.
So if I may start out with a negative first, because honestly,
that's the reality. It's the reality, and we have to share the reality with people.
I mean, for me, it honestly, it was a real hard blow mentally, because I had a hard time coping with this new situation.
Okay.
And so I really struggled to be motivated and get myself to, figure out some kind of schedule. I'm on my own with my 4-year-old here at the moment. My husband's in the UK, and so it's Yeah, since March, that's been a long time, I can tell you that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so
you went through hard times,
yeah, and so of course I mentioned the teaching at companies earlier. So I managed to move about half my classes online, but the others stopped, and so it took me a while to figure out how to move forward. And so now we come to the positive of the whole thing. It's allowed me to take some time to think strategically, actually. And I think that's the main positive aspect that this whole time has given me, because I have now decided to cancel all the other classes too, and just concentrate on translation and copywriting, because what I enjoyed about teaching is that was going into the companies and meeting the people and, drinking a coffee and chatting in English rather than in German, that, and that aspect is not there anymore. And so I'm now looking at profitability working from home. And so, their translation and copywriting is much better. So
thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, because I assume there are other people who have dealt with that as well. And I remember myself, if I can say something difficult, apart from losing like 20 to 30% of my monthly income because I had to close my office. I have an office in the center of Valley, so I lost the income from people who were passing by. So I had to figure out a way to find that income from online business and to go after online projects and clients. But the time that it took me to figure out what should I do, and also the loss of motivation, I think it was the most common issue we all of us had to deal with. So how to figure out what we need to do, what to start. And also I spent so much time on the couch without knowing if should I work now, what should I do, should I market. So I think all of us had to spend 1 or 2 weeks to figure out what we want to do and to gain back at least our motivation. So thank you for sharing that. People are asking, where are you in Germany right now?
Yes, I just saw that. I just figured out that I had to switch from private chat to live call. Sorry about that, guys. So yes, I'm in Gütersloh, which is now well known the world over, and we just came out of the second lockdown.
Wow. Okay. So, I think here in Greece the international flights have started, and I'm not pretty sure. I think from Germany they have opened, not from the UK, and I assume you have the same issue in your country. You haven't opened the international flights from UK.
No, we don't.
Yeah, here in Greece the same.
But no one wants to travel to Gütersloh at the moment anyway because of the infection rate.
Yeah, so. is that huge? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. Yeah. So let's get into our topic. I love networking myself. I like to attend events in person. I prefer in-person networking, but I totally understand that we have to do it somehow online nowadays, and I've had to switch all my presentations, the live presentation I had to present on conferences to online presentations. Yeah. So I presented at BB conference, Ria Together, and a couple of others. All of them had to become online. I even gave 2 lectures to my university online through Zoom. So for me, it was an opportunity, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to give that lecture because I had to travel there. So it's like bureaucracy issues. But through Zoom was easier for my professor to invite me and give 3 hours twice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, lectures to my to students of the university I graduated. So I really enjoyed that. So apart from that, I would really love your opinion on that, about networking, how it's changed. I assume it's pretty obvious. And what's your experience and the things that you've done about it?
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, I mean, of course, I prefer in-person, well, maybe not of course, but I prefer in-person networking too, like locally or something. But I agree, it's also a huge opportunity right now, especially also because I think because so many businesses have had to move online or concentrate more on their online sales and, you know, the websites and everything else. For us as translators, that's a huge opportunity, because they actually all need more content and copy in their various languages for their markets. And also, I think because people are spending more time online, they're also less tolerant for bad copy and mistakes and all of that. So I think for us as professionals, that's actually a great thing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because I've said that before to many of my lives here in session and with other speakers as well, that in every crisis we can see an opportunity.
Yes.
And yeah, I think
Chinese we really have to look.
The word crisis also means opportunity in some languages. So I see it as an opportunity myself, and I think that as translators, we are very lucky. We as translators, we're very lucky, because our profession not only see a rise during a crisis, which is proven during according to statistics, but also the fact that everything turns online nowadays, it gives us more and more workload, especially copywriting, as you said, or web localization. Everyone has to have an online business, so they create their website or they change their website and then content online, and everyone is online. So yes, it's great that you shared that with us. It's a great opportunity to not have to go after that.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, so actually, I'd be interested in your point of view on that too. So I personally found that the first thing I had to do, or that I wanted to do, was actually niche down further. So before I marketed myself as sort of the go-to person for English translations, especially in PR and marketing. And now I'm actually going after nutrition brands. And so the thing is that I still do marketing translations, but I've also chosen an industry. So it's this niching down further has actually given me it's given me something to concentrate on, and it's a lot easier when I speak to potential clients to say, okay, I'm specialized in this. This is what I know about the industry. These are some common issues that I see amongst my other clients. And it's honestly the conversation and the selling really is so much easier, because they see you as an expert like immediately. And that's actually the first thing I wanted to share. So and I think for a lot of people this may sound a bit counterintuitive, because I think we have the feeling that we restrict our potential client base if we niche down. But honestly, you're not. I think you're actually expanding the amount of clients that you will convert, for lack of a better word, so that you can gain as clients.
Yeah, that's very important.
So much easier.
That we haven't agreed on that, and you are sharing my exact point of view. And I had a live with Tess Wheat last week. Our topic was inbound marketing, and what Tess also said, it was the same as you, that you have to niche down, because that way you get more clients, because it's easier for you to showcase your expertise, to promote yourself as an expert in your field. And even if translators, they are afraid to niche down, and my mentees, they ask me that question that you mentioned, that they might lose clients. You will be surprised of the change, that you will see more and more clients coming to you, because it's also technically easier for them to find you online for keywords. The more specific your specialization is, especially in wording, you use the right words on your LinkedIn profile, your website, your blog, everywhere. It's easier for your ideal client to find you if they search the right keywords for that specialization for you online. So instead of marketing translation, like you mentioned, if someone would Google, for example, search on LinkedIn for marketing translator, you would be like in many results. So it's much more difficult to like come up first at the results. But if you use also marketing translator in specific fields and industries that you mentioned, I think that you get much more chances that you appear higher in the results.
Yes.
So it's also technically that you will be able to be found easier by your clients.
Yes, very true. I must say that's actually something that I still have to do. So, I mean, I changed my little tagline on LinkedIn.
You have
yes,
to do it. Definitely.
yes,
definitely.
But I haven't updated my website yet, and I haven't honestly. But I've still noticed the effect just from this switch in my mindset and from promoting myself as such. It's honestly already made a difference, and I've gained a few clients in that industry already. So
my mindset is such a great tool, and people they think that it's not practical. But for me, 90% is the mindset, and 10% is everything that you're going to do. So
but I always hate hearing that advice too.
Yeah, I don't like to see it as an advice. I like to work with my mentees on their mindset, because when we work on their mindset, they start seeing the changing and everything. Like you mentioned that already, that when you change your mindset and you concentrate on that specific industry, you started seeing the results that you would like to see. So for me, it really works. And it's for me, it's 90, not 50, because some people they say it's 50% mindset, 50% action.
It's more
it's like 9. Yeah, for me, definitely. So, are there any other things that you've done?
Yes, but maybe we can ask. I can't see how many people are listening live, but maybe they want to share what niche they're in or what their specializations are at the moment.
Yeah, I see Marianne that is active. So please, Marianne, if you would like to share your niche or specialization, please do share with us. This live was a short notice because we had to include it in between the other lives, because but the people, they're going to see the recording anyway on YouTube and in the Mentoring for Translators group. So if you're watching the recording, you can anytime mention Moira in the comments and tag Moira is a member of the Mentoring for Translators group, so she will be able to see your comments and your questions and to be able to catch up with you later in the group. And of course, the link for the financial summit and details how to contact Moira are also underneath this video and in the post that we announced this live in the Mentoring for Translators group, Facebook public page, Instagram, everywhere. I said it everywhere, so you can find everything there to contact Moira directly to find out more about the Financial Success Summit and ask us anything, me or Moira. So would you like to share anything else that you changed or the things that you've done?
Sure.
So before,
sorry, I cut you.
No, it's okay, because I was about to say before we get into networking, because that's our topic, to share people how they can network online. But before we go that, if there's anything else you would like to share as an advice to people who are watching or will be watching the live?
So basically, the niching for me was the first step because it makes the networking easier. I think that's actually what helped me to network in a more focused way. That's why I mentioned that. So, so I think the great thing at the moment is that there are so many different webinars and training sessions, summits also sometimes in the various industries that you can choose. And so I think it's great in terms of networking to attend those. So for example, a few weeks ago, there was a webinar on trends in the food and drink industry. And so I attended. And the only thing, honestly, I contributed to the session was "Hello from Germany."
Why?
Yeah, no, because there was nothing to. So I just listened because I wanted to see what the trends were in the industry, so that maybe there was something that I could mention when I have another conversation with a potential client, or maybe there's a post I could write or something like that. So that was my reason for attending. I didn't actually think that I would gain a new client from just attending. But because I was the only translator there, someone emailed me afterwards and said, we work with a few companies in the food market in Germany, and we would love to include you in our proposals. Can we have a conversation? And I was like, wow, okay.
You see, it works. It works because because yesterday at the client acquisition strategies workshop, 3 hours I gave, I mentioned that about online networking. And I told to my mentees that you do not have to attend CPD or trainings online in order to get clients, or in general, you do not have to network and have in mind the sales. You have to build relationships. So by just attending in order to learn something new, or just by just attending in order to get out of the office, to meet new people, to network in general, not just focus on sales. It gives you the energy, you feel more confident to go out there, you learn new things, you network with people, you get to know new people, and you never know who out of those people might need your service, like you mentioned already. So thank you so much for sharing that. It's very interesting. Because I keep saying that, but it's very important to see also the real results of such strategies.
Yeah, definitely. And I think at the moment is honestly a great time for that, because there is so much that you can choose from. I know some of the trade fairs for the various industries have also now moved online, and so it's it's honestly a great time to be focusing on that. And I do think you need. I keep repeating myself, but anyway, you need a niche for that.
Marianne says in copywriting, I like to do copies on websites, copy on marketing, hotels, apartments, products, slogans too sometimes. Marianne says, you go to events the translators don't attend. For me, it's very important and should be part of your strategy to attend events where your clients are. So it's very important to know your niche, to know who your ideal client is, where they go, what events they attend. So for you, either to be a speaker to those events or just an attendee. So you either learn something new, you get specialized in your niche and the industry that you work for, and you might be surprised of the clients that you might get out of those people. And what I keep saying is that you not only get direct clients from those people, but you get referrals. Someone might refer you to potential clients of yours, and they might refer you to potential marketing events, or other marketing opportunities. So they might, you might get to know through someone else for another event for free or paid that you might be able to attend, or another way that you could be able to market yourself. So there's so many opportunities out there. So don't focus only on translation events and only on your clients, how to get clients. Do it in a more natural way.
I mean, definitely, I agree. So it is the events put on by industry bodies or something like that that you really need to attend in order to find clients. Of course, translation events are great because you learn more things about the profession and you meet your colleagues and everything. But that's a different kind of networking. I think if you attend, I don't know, an industry event put on by professional services for law and finance professionals or something, I'm sure you'll learn different things and you'll meet different people than attending a translators conference. So
everything has its own purpose. Like you attend a translation conference, you can interact with other colleagues, you might get jobs and clients through referrals from your colleagues, because that's our profession. Has that difference from other professions, that we might get referred to potential clients from other colleagues, but we also learn the developments and new things and get knowledge from our profession and get updated to the trends of our profession. It's always useful to attend those events. For me, they have been very fruitful. But the fact that Moira just mentioned that the clients events, for me, they have more results, direct results, when you want to get their clients from your niche and your industry. And I know also David is a Spanish translator based in the UK. He's a speaker at SEO events because he's an SEO and marketing translator. So he goes to those events, gatherings, he gives speeches, presentations about SEO. He promotes himself as an expert in that topic that he talks about, and in an indirect way he promotes his business, because people, they're going asking for his business card, or on the slides there are his contact details, and he talks directly to his ideal client. They are there, they are listening to him, and it's just, I cannot find any other more direct way to get in contact with people and talk to them.
I think that's what Martina Echo does as well, isn't it? So she speaks at marketing events, and of course she also talks about what she does. So yeah, it's an awesome strategy also. So I mean, I focus my online networking mostly on LinkedIn now, and I think there is. Oh, Marianne says, what about starting video lessons on your niche and market that? Yes, I think so. Video lessons are great as long as you talk from a perspective of your potential clients, if that's your aim. Because I see a lot of us doing videos for fellow translators. And obviously that's great too, because, you know, I've been doing that myself.
But that doesn't bring you directly sales or clients.
Exactly, yeah.
So a great way to do that. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted.
No, sorry.
I was talking about the same topic yesterday during the workshop. I gave some ideas of people and translators that would like to create those events or videos, as Marianne just mentioned. And a great way that, like, for example, I came up with an idea. If you are an SEO translator, why not to create an event or a lesson or a course online with a web developer, and through that mention the advantages of copywriting, translation, web localization. So you can be resourceful of what you could create online and would be interesting and valuable to your ideal clients.
And also, when you think of your ideal client, think of so who is your contact person at that company? And that will vary depending on your niche. And then you need to think, is that person going to sit in the office and actually watch your video lessons? They might, but you need to think about that if that's your strategy for gaining clients online. So, but it's a great idea. Shall we go back?
You were talking about LinkedIn.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I just I want to talk about what I think is a misperception. I think a lot of people think if they post a lot of content on LinkedIn or other platforms, then they've kind of done their online marketing or networking. And I think that's not the case. I think obviously it's great to put out content, but I think if you want to network, you actually need to get more in touch with people. So actually reply to their comments, or well, what I prefer is actually getting in touch directly. So what's worked best for me is to send out personalized messages in the connection requests on LinkedIn. And so
do you follow up again?
I do.
Me too.
Yeah. I do, but honestly, it took me a while to do that because I was really hesitant and I was like, oh, I don't want to bug them and all of that. But yeah, I've gone over that. Yeah.
Do you know that there are tools that they cannot automate that procedure for you in a personalized way?
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did with my VA for everything, for the reaching out, for the following up, for the searching, and we automated this process, and we were able, like, by 3 hours per week, for example, to reach out 150 people in our ideal, like, for example, target market, an ideal client.
Nice. Yeah. But then how does the tool personalize the message?
The message is a template, the first one, and the second goes exactly according to their niche or market, for example, work. I target like 2 or 3 different markets, so I have 2 or 3 different messages, and that is automated. There are many tools online that can do that.
You should do a session on that.
Yeah, I have in the fully booked translator formula, 90 minutes training, like it's my ultimate prospecting formula for LinkedIn and how to prospect 150 people in your target market, like in 1 week or less. I know people they do that every day, daily, 100 people daily.
Wow!
Because if you can do it in 3 hours, you can do it daily, definitely.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I think LinkedIn is the future right now, especially during the crisis and because of the pandemic that we all of us lead. So I think LinkedIn is the future, and if you know how to use it, it's a great tool. People are there to network. People are there to get to know other professionals, and if you offer them value with your service, and if you help them solve them their problems with your service, they will be grateful that you contacted them. Because I know many translators that they feel discouraged, that they are not feeling very well, like going and contacting people directly. But from my experience, like 9 out of 10, they will be very grateful that you contacted them. And most of the times they give me the details of the person who is responsible in their company for translations to contact them directly via email. So that's my experience so far. If you would like to share more about your experience.
Yeah, so I think my approach is a bit different in that I don't have, I mean, I have a template, but I don't send out automated messages. I might want to learn more about that from you.
It's okay. Our
so
next summit, in the next summit.
Yeah, awesome.
You have to create a summit
I'll
for
pin you down for
technology
Yeah.
issues. How to automate the processes, what tools are there out there. So create a third summit for technology. I know. I am always full of ideas.
Too many ideas and too little time. That's all I can say.
Always. We all of us have the same time.
Yeah. So my approach, yes. So I was gonna, Marianne, I'll come back to your question in a minute. I was gonna say, so I usually do, I have a few companies that I want to work with, and I then do a little bit of research to find like a press article or something where this company has been mentioned, and then I send a personalized message to, in my case, usually someone working in marketing, saying how I liked their campaign or what I liked in terms of what I saw in the press or something like that. And then I usually say, I'm wondering what you're doing in terms of translation or in terms of copywriting for X market, and when would be a good time to talk. And then I usually try to get people on the phone now, because I've been doing this awesome sales training. And so, yeah, and it's worked great, honestly, because I can then, it's more of a consultative approach, and you can then find out what their challenges are when it comes to translation, which is also very revealing sometimes.
You do the phone calls to people who are local there, or you do also international calls to clients of yours that might be in the US, for example, or you are looking for clients in Germany specifically?
So I have a few contacts in the US too, but I usually so like at the moment I concentrate on German companies because I want to find more German copywriting clients. But I've also for translation, like this week, for example, I contacted a few nutrition brands in the UK.
So you call them, you get them on a call as well?
No, I contact them on LinkedIn first. And
okay, so you prefer to have the phone calls with local clients?
Yes. Okay, well, first of all, because it's easier for me to do my whole conversation in German also. And then, yes, I think you have to find some kind of focus. So that's, at the moment, I'm doing the German market. But I mean, it's, yeah, it's always a mixture between Germany and the UK. I guess I feel at home in both. So, yeah.
It makes sense. But my question was because I saw the question of Marianne, and I also had with Sarah Henter, who's a German who lives in Spain and has German clients, and she has to do the cold calling through a VA because of the GDPR issues in Germany they face, and also because of her niche, which is pharmaceutical, and they are very covered with, they do not like to be sent emails, and most of the times they do not see results. So what she does is selectively pick the companies that she wants to contact, and instead of sending them just a cold email, she has a first phone call and asks for the person who is responsible, so as to have specific name, specific email address, their consent that they want to receive that email. And that way, not only she's covered with the GDPR reasons, but also I think it's a more effective way because you have an email address, specifically a name, to send that email. You have made the first approach in person with that company, so they wait for that email. So the chances are even higher that this email is going to be open, you're going to receive a reply, and why not to get a project there.
Yes. So sorry if I wasn't clear before. So I don't send a cold email because that's actually not legal in Germany. I know.
In Germany, only in Germany you have that issue. All over the Europe.
it's because of this anti-competition law. So yeah, that is true. I think it's a challenge for of course many freelancers here.
Yeah.
But I don't usually like cold calling without having made a first contact. And so what I do is I actually contact people on LinkedIn or for the German market on Xing, which is...
So it's a follow-up method, yeah.
Yeah, so Xing is the German equivalent, if you like, to LinkedIn. So I contact people on there first. I make a connection request and I send them a message. And then once they've accepted me, then I follow up with another message to see when we can speak. And then I get them on the phone. And so that way they've also already given me, permission to actually speak to them on the phone, and they allow me to have that time.
You're legally covered somehow.
Yeah, and also it makes it easier for the sales conversation, if you like.
Yeah, of course, it's easier to start the conversation from having to discuss. I have two questions. How long does it take to follow up with them? Like you follow up the next day or in 10 days? Do you have any specific time frame for the follow-up?
Not yet, because I'm still fairly new to this, so I haven't got like this set structure. I'm still quite like experimenting with what works well, and so I sorry, was that on your end? Yeah. So I send my message, and once they've accepted the connection, or if they don't accept the connection request, then I follow up like I don't know, a week or two later. And if they do, then I just then start sending my messages.
Okay, so statistically, you do not have any results about that?
No, not yet. Like, so in terms of how many messages I've turned out and how many, no.
Okay, so that would
I haven't made my count yet. Yes, of course.
Yeah, we could do another live for that whenever you have any results. Yes. That would be very, very interesting to see if it has any results. And if you have any sales training course online that you would like to share in the comments later, because people might be interested as well. If you have any resources about sales training, like ebook, online resources, blog, I don't know what you would like to share with people who might be interested in taking such a course as well.
Sure.
So is there,
I'll share the podcast link with you in a second. So it's called Selling to Corporates, and it's with Jessica Lorimer, who we've got a session with on the summit as well, which I think is really exciting. And it's so it gives you more tips to so about what you can do to find more specifically direct clients.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yes. Marian, let us know if that answers your questions about Germans not liking cold emails or cold calls, and Austrians too. They are very demanding kind of people.
yeah, they are. And I think we have discussed that already, because I know in German it's very difficult to do cold email.
Yes.
So your way is even better than cold calling. So you have started a conversation. So people that they might use also LinkedIn is a great way to start from there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other thing that you would like to share? You mentioned the marketing.
Let me look at my notes quickly, but I think I've mentioned everything, most of what I wanted to.
I can wrap up to those that might catch up with us later, or they just got on the live. Mm-hmm. So Moira already shared with us how she has turned all her marketing efforts online and her networking, because networking is her most effective client acquisition strategy, by niching down even further on her niche, by attending webinars, online summits, training sessions in the translation business, but also where her direct clients are. Trade fairs that turn online. And also, she shared with us in detail her marketing strategy on LinkedIn and the equivalent on in Germany. So, is there anything else you would like? Did I mention everything?
I think you mentioned everything. Marianne just says agree with both.
Yeah, thank you so much, Marianne. So I think all of those are very interesting. About online networking in general, there are the CPD online, trade fairs online, webinars and summits online where you can network, learn new things. Why not get clients, especially if you attend those events where your clients are in your niche and your target market? Why not to speak at those events? Being comfortable at your home and become a speaker at those events, also a networking opportunity online. You can start conversations on fora and groups, Facebook, LinkedIn groups where your clients are. You can find those clients on social media platforms like LinkedIn especially, and contact them directly. And we have said in detail the strategy how to do that. I don't know if there is anything else you would like to share with us. I have one question. You mentioned that by niching down further, it makes networking easier and more focused because you have your ideal client in your mind. Why is that? I mean, practically.
It's not so much. So it's also because it gives you more focus on an industry. So that means you over time gain more knowledge in that specific industry. And so you're not just the expert in your area of translation. So like legal translation for FMCG companies, for example. But you're also then an expert in that FMCG industry. And so it makes it easier because potential clients will see you as the go-to person in that industry, not just for legal translation, but because they can relate to you because they see you as being in the same industry. I think that's what makes it easier.
Okay, so it's easier for them to accept you as an expert, and it's easier for you to focus on one direction at a time. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that. Before we close this live, I would really be interested in this new summit where you combined both. So this time is the first time that Moira hosts a summit, financial and marketing summit. It's the first time because he has hosted before the marketing summit, success summit for translators, the financial success summit for translators, where I was speaking at both of those, and I really enjoyed it. And you go back and find so much value, but you will be able to rewatch those sessions in this new summit where Moira has decided to combine both summits, but also you have included some new sessions and new speakers, and you have made some changes also in the duration. So you would like to mention the changes and the reason why you decided to go into that new initiative and combine both of those.
Yes. So I wasn't planning to actually do another summit in the summer. Okay. I was planning to do one more in November, and then because of this whole COVID thing, I thought, you know what, now is the time for another summit because I think people need it. And I decided to combine both the marketing and the finance sessions because I'm interested in the finance part. But without marketing, you don't get clients, and so you don't earn money, and you don't basically have a business. And so I thought that for financial success, you need marketing. And that's why I decided to include those sessions. And they were great sessions anyway. So
both summits were very valuable, and they said valuable information. Practical, but you need marketing in order to
we need both.
Chase financial success. Yes. So that's so great. And you mentioned that you added some sessions. Are there going to be some sessions only paid this time as well, like last time, or are they going to be okay?
The new sessions are all included in the free version of the summit, and so we have a conversation with Joy Phillips.
I know Joy.
Yes, and we talked about retainer agreements. So the session title is Alternative Pricing and Project Structures, and it was a really, really interesting conversation.
Cool.
Also because I learned a lot, and I honestly used that in my recent discussion for a retainer agreement. So it was awesome.
We have to watch it.
Yes. And then there's a session on sales, so selling more effectively to corporate clients with Jessica Lorimer.
We need that, so we're going to watch it. Yeah.
Yes, and then there's a session on time management and productivity with
a lot of translators. Yeah, a lot of translators. They have been asking for that.
Okay.
Yeah, especially time management and productivity. So it's a free event. I really suggest you to go back and watch it.
Yes.
And Maeva is great. I have posted Maeva here in the live session.
Yes, I saw that. She's awesome. I asked her about some of the marketing strategies she uses too. So it's really it's honestly a great conversation. Cool. So the summit will start on Monday, so 13th of July, and it'll go for 6 days this time. We have 34 training sessions in total.
Wow.
Yes, we've just added another live. So there'll be a live on Monday at 2:00 with Nicole König. Then there is a live session at 4 p.m. This is all CET time with Tess Whitty. And then there's our live session on the Friday at 2 p.m. CET, and it's a Q&A. So actually, if you want to submit any questions that you would like Virginia or me to answer, then yes, submit them to Virginia or to me in the comments or something, and then we can get to those.
So the other two lives that you mentioned are going to take place on Monday, both of those?
No, Monday and Wednesday. So Monday at 2 p.m. and then Wednesday at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. And they're going to be on specific topic or again Q&A sessions?
No, the session on Monday with Nicole is on abundance marketing and all about the mindset. And then Wednesday session with Tess Whitty is on online marketing, and we'll go a bit more into detail on websites and profiles and all of that.
Okay.
And then ours will be a Q&A session, and we will reveal the winner of the prize draw, because for this summit, actually, SDL has sponsored the summit, and they have given us I was very excited. So this helps to pay for, the hosting and all of that. And
wow.
So it's awesome. And thank you. And they are giving away one free license to SDL Trados 2019 to include a 2021 version once that is launched. And so this is available for the professional package holders. So if you upgrade for lifetime access to all of the sessions, that'll also include the recordings of the live sessions if you miss those. And you'll have some other amazing bonuses, including mentoring sessions with you.
There are so many bonuses in the free version. Like, for example, I have already been booked for 2 mentoring strategy sessions from the participants of the summit. And I also provide a 20% discount for the next launch of the fully booked translator formula.
Yes.
For the first people who will send me. So please go and check the bonuses. All the speakers, or most of the speakers, they provide bonuses for you that you might attend in the free version, the paid version. In order to get the prize, you have to upgrade to the pro version. And the duration of this summit is 6 days. There are 3 live sessions. We're going to end the summit, both of us, with Moira for the Q&A session. So if you have any more questions about the summit, the topics that are going to be discussed, anything related to your business, finance, marketing, success, you can submit those questions to us beforehand, or just attend live and ask us anything. That will be the last day on Friday. And it starts on Monday 13th for those that they want to attend. It's a financial and marketing success summit in a combination, we can say like that, combined sessions, and 6 days full of value, new sessions, new speakers, additionally to other sessions that we have done together, and also the prize for those that are going to upgrade, plus the bonuses for either the free version or the paid version. Go and check them in the bonus section in the link I have included in this post as well. So I think we covered everything. Thank you so much, Moira. Is there anything else you would like to add about the summit? Anything about our live?
I think we've covered everything, and I just want to say thank you for having me again, and yes, for doing this for our industry. I think it's awesome.
It was a great joy for me having you here. I had a great time as well during this live. I didn't realize how the time passed again. And we had in mind to keep it 40 minutes. We never do that. Thank you so much for being here, for all of you who watch us live, for you that you mentioned comments and questions, and the live will be recorded. The recording will remain on YouTube channel, Facebook public page, and in the Mentoring for Translators group. If you have any questions about the topic for Moira or me, you can comment below this video and we will come back to you. And of course, if you would like to find out more about the Marketing and Financial Success Summit hosted by Moira Monney, where I'm a speaker and we're going to host also live together. It's for 6 days, starts July 13. It's a free event. You can upgrade always with the pro version. And you can find more details in the link I've been sharing here in the same post with this live. And also you can Google, find the link or reach me out directly. Many bonuses, prizes, free event, you can upgrade. So thank you so much, Moira. I hope to see you again soon, online or offline at some point. We didn't manage to meet this year in Nuremberg.
Hopefully Krakow next year.
Hopefully. Krakow, I have that in my schedule as well. So thank you once again. Nice to see you. I wish you success for this online summit once again.
Thank you.
And thank you all of you who were here with us. See you on Friday this week for a second live with Sheriff, and we're going to talk about how to create a marketing strategy and delegate it, because that was the first thing that he delegated to another person in order to concentrate on his translation and administration tasks. So that I find it very interesting as well. Thank you, Moira, once again. It was such a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And bye-bye for now. See you in the group.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.